certainly don't remember where this was. So I was young enough
now,
that I don't
turn
remember.
left.
I don't remember where anything was. Something went flying.
I see that.
You will arrive at your destination in 5.
There's a lot of people here. I think they will be running tours till 7 p.m.
Let's find the bathroom before we buy the ticket. I've had it happen before where you buy tickets and they're like, oh, you gotta hurry, you're gonna miss it. It's 2 minutes. And it's like, I gotta pee.
I see people like talking all the way. I'm still young.
Yeah. I don't really remember much of it. I was too young.
I guarantee you like changed a lot. The years. That was back in feeling good. That was back when it opened up. I wonder how much has changed.
Do you remember this too? Huh? You remember this?
No.
Right there. Very end. Y'all go ahead and sit on this right here. I promise you on this slide.
Oh, he said sit.
Has anyone ever been before? Yeah. Yeah, it's rained a lot here recently, so you're gonna hear some more water drips and all that throughout the cave. So those stalactites get their activity. Now, as we do go along this bridge, there is a rather low-hanging rock right here.
It sure
Be
is.
careful and make sure to watch your head.
Yeah, really. Check that out.
Yeah, imagine this one guy we have that's 6'5". He has a really fun time controversial.
They're gonna make your headache.
Sorry, my ear itches. Can you go ahead and film it over here? The one above it being known as drapery, made out of an iron oxide. It's basically just pretty rust at this point. But we do have the nickname for it cave bacon, because you'll see when I flip these lights off, it has a bacon-like rind to it. You got the bacon and you got the tones of it. Feel free to go ahead and get any pictures. I'll be making my way back up this bridge. Alright, look into that. I don't think they want me to make a sip. Now, before we do go any further, I do need to go ahead and tell you, you'll be leaving the concrete path you're going on right now, and we'll be going onto an uneven clay bottom through here. So just follow me and watch your step as you make your way through. Excited? If you look over here to my right, you'll see what's known as the Veil of Tears. Now you might actually be able to see some little water dripping down. It's actually a measure of the activity of these stalactites. Now there's no known set of growth for these, but to give you a roundabout, it's about an inch every, it's about a cubic inch every 1,000 years. Now, if you don't know the difference between stalactites and stalagmites, these stalactites are the ones tightened up to the ceiling, and these stalagmites are the ones up along the ground. If you're local around here, you might know it as similar to a termite nest. Now, they do form over time, and they tend to often meet in the middle and form what is known as a stalagmite. The most hot days of summer and the most bitter nights of winter. Now, this is actually around the 1820s, and since then, due to the evidence we have actually granted the Cherokee this land through the Hiwassee Land Grant. Now, as I did say, we have evidence for this area. First and foremost, around 100 years later, if you look up right here, you'll see where those active anthodites are. Now, those anthodites only grow about a cubic centimeter every 1,000 years. It goes to show you how slowly they truly do grow.
He looks sweet, baby.
Now, we just get a look and just follow along. Now this room we're about to enter right now is what's known as the Red Keel Room. Now that's not spelled K-I-L-L, that's spelled K-E-E-L. Now it does get its name from the red keel clay that makes up the flooring of this room. It's actually the third largest room in the entire cave, spanning around 600 feet long, 100. If you look over here to my right, you'll see what's known as the sand room. This is actually the largest deposit of sand in the entire cave. It was said that those early Sweetwater settlers would not only use to make buttermilk paint, they'd actually use this very area to bury their fruits and vegetables. The crisp 58 year-round degree temperature and the high humidity get a really nice refrigerator effect to it. Now if you look up beyond the graffiti right here, you might see a very distinct line along this wall. That's actually a water line, where water would have been settled throughout this entire area over hundreds of thousands of years ago. Luckily that's not the case today. Now before we do continue on to the hanging rock chamber behind me, do make sure to watch your hands and knees on this gate right here and watch your head along these rocks right here. So please follow me and watch your step. My favorite part. I'm not learning that superpower yet.
Yep. It's not exactly.
Rocks right here.
So hopefully they don't get spooked when I turn the lights off here in a second. Alright, what we are in currently is what's known as the hanging rock chamber.
Yeah, I see that.
Now, you may have noticed some more cloud-like figures up on the ceiling. It's actually due to the moon's milk. Now, this moon's milk actually does make up most of these cloud figures, as I said. It makes up some rather nice ones that you'll see later on. It's also used by early Europeans as kind of a neosporin for any wounds it had. Now, it doesn't really have any sort of natural healing, but due to the tacky-like texture, it did provide a pretty well bandage back in the day. I wouldn't really suggest it now, though, because due to the fact that we'd have to fine you $500 and a regular Band-Aid's only about 50 cents, it's not really worth it if you ask me. Now while we are on the ceiling, if you also look right here, you'll see some significant little markings right there. This is actually the deepest point underground you'll be this entire tour. We're actually directly under the hilltop of that little hill behind that. We're about to approach another tour, so I do ask that you please stay in the middle
I mean,
as
not
we do go
exactly,
by
but-
them. Do not interact with them. They've been down here much longer than we have, and they're going somewhat insane.
That 132 steps was on that block here.
No, not this on this one.
Who did that was mainly
I don't think those guys are over.
Oh. Huh.
We'll be stopping. Now you may hear a waterfall behind me. That's what's known as Crystal Falls. It gets its name from... So does anyone have any more questions so
Maybe
far?
he meant it was the highest point in that section.
Deepest point over there. What?
As long as it's not, if it's just a grade, it's not a step. Fishing is?
Huh? Don't know. The doorway.
Please do not mess with that door. That is a maintenance
Waterfall.
That's where the guy from the Saw movie is.
Yeah.
Now, before you continue going, I think we can one also quick warning. There is a rather low-hanging rock to the right side of the path. Do watch out and give that a very nasty little lick to it. All the ones out there have got more than a few people scout. So please follow me and especially watch your head.
I don't know what he said, but watch out.
Watch out for the right side. You're gonna bust your head.
Scout. That's not good.
Pure, doesn't it?
Yeah. That would kind of take your head off, wouldn't it?
Anyone have any sort of questions so far? If you do so, feel free to ask.
Watch your head. Oh, that is water. Wow, that's quite reflective.
Wow, isn't that clear?
Oh, there's the lake.
Can I get everyone here to go ahead and line up along this little fence right here? Don't mind Jake, he's over there trying to be distracted. Alright. Now, before we do continue on, there's a few rules I do need to go over. First and foremost, it is a floating dock and a boat that is on water. It will shift with your weight, so please do not freak out when the boat and or dock do shift. Secondly, there will be a gap between the boat, so do watch out for that gap, because if you do happen to fall into it, it is a rather unpleasant climb all the way back through. Third, we also need to tell you that please do not stand on the boat anytime besides.
Look, there's water over there too. It's pretty cool, man.
Can we get some of the rest of y'all down the blue side real quick? Yeah, I'm gonna try avoiding that boat. And we'll. All right, let me go ahead and pull on out of here. If y'all are ready, I'm gonna go ahead and kick this into high speed.
Yeah, if you could just slow down a little.
I got this. Is that good? I'm sorry, whether you want me to slow down or not, I'm gonna have to kick this into full speed right here. Are y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. There's that full speed right there. So this water is a crisp 56 degrees year round, so you can go ahead and put your hand in it. And if you do, you might realize it comes out a little bit smoother. That's actually due to the limestone minerals in it. I would not suggest drinking it because there are also rainbow trout living in it. And fish do what fish do. Now you're probably wondering how we got these rainbow trout here in the first place. We actually originally brought them here as part of an experiment. We put a tag of velocity on them, giving the number of velocity and the location of velocity, and said that if anyone could find the fish, they'd please bring it back to us. Let us know if they found where they found it at. But sadly, no one ever did. Probably due to the fact that we didn't have lights down here for the fish to navigate their way, and the fact that we fed them, so they had no real reason to leave. Now, the natural cause is that we did not catch it by fishing line. So as we are about to pull up on the trout, I would suggest that if you want to get one last little quick feel of the water for it now, go ahead and do so. We are approaching the feeding area of the trout, and I would not suggest putting your hands in once we reach.
Sit. They're gonna come.
Alright, I'm good. Now, how excited these trout do get does depend on how they're feeling. Some do get more excited on certain boat rides than others. They do get fed every single boat ride a day, and depending on how busy we are, depends on how much they really get fed. Now, some of you may have heard some rumors that our trout are albino or blind. Well, that's actually not entirely true. Now, our trout do tend to have around 20% less eyesight, and they do lose up to 75% of their coloration. But they also do tend to live to 2 to 3 years longer and grow significantly larger than most trout in the area. So we don't really hold it against them. I'm going to kick this down more. They're rather spoiled, to put it simply.
No, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, I got to pull it out for you. Well, they don't seem to be too active right now. Sometimes they...
Right over here.
Oh, there you go.
Coming this way now.
Now, we actually had a trout one time when we got so... Sorry, I had to cough. We had one trout sometime, he got so excited, they actually jumped all the way out of the water and up into an elderly lady's lap. Now, you might imagine how she had reacted to that. She wasn't too happy and promptly beat the fish with her purse. Now, when she had carried the fish all the way back out and seeing how the fish had suffered, not wanting to suffer a similar fate, we just let her keep it at that point. So I am going to go ahead and leave these trout real quick. They don't seem to be doing much either way. They're like little brats down here. I will go ahead and take y'all back there a little bit, but I like y'all and all. I don't know y'all well enough though to get stuck with y'all for a few hours. I have to have Jake ride a boat out here and play some bumper boats. So I will have to go. So does anyone have any last minute questions before we do get off this boat?
How you get the boat down here?
We actually brought the boats down here in 3 separate pieces and welded them together. If you look along that boat, you'll see the weld lines we actually used to weld them.
Don't ask our welder.
Yeah, we basically just Vaseline these boats down here. Listen to Jake because he knows exactly what he's talking about. I wouldn't trust a man that's sitting there throwing his hand around the water, would you?